What's up, nerd geeks and gamers alike? It's your boy Nerdy Nick, back with another video. This time we're going to be talking about Game On Expo 2025. That was April 4th through the 6th in the Phoenix Convention Center. Man, I just gotta say, this year was absolutely spectacular. Right out of the gate in the beginning of this video, I'm gonna let you know that this was awesome. So stick around, stay tuned, and we'll catch you down the road. Real quick, before we get any further into the episode, I just want to go ahead and thank our Patreon show producers. Over at patreon.com/nsquaredpodcast. For as little as $3, you can help us out directly, whether that be the $3 tier, $5 tier, or $10 tier. Choice is yours, completely optional, but we are viewer supported. So I'd just like to thank all these fine folks right here for supporting the channel and helping us grow and move forward. All right, back to the video. So Game On Expo 2025 is actually celebrating the convention's 10th anniversary, and I gotta say, everything about this year's convention felt dramatically significant. Like, this year was its second year in the North Hall of the Phoenix Convention Center, which is massive compared to what it used to be in the South Hall. And even that in the South Hall was huge from where Game On Expo originally started in the Mesa Convention Center, which is pretty much attached to a hotel. I gotta say, man, the convention has just been leveling up each and every year. I mean, this year they even got Tony Hawk to show up for his first convention appearance ever. And I know that one of the games in particular was getting an anniversary this year as well, so it was just even more special. You had the cast of TMNT there, a ton of Baldur's Gate voice actors. James Rolfe, aka the Angry Video Game Nerd, was there with his band Rex Viper. It was just a spectacle. So I hope you guys enjoy the footage and the voiceover, and yeah, we'll see you soon. Here's the escalator shot going down to see the line to get into the show floor on day one. As guests, we get in a bit earlier than the normal general population does, but as you can see here, there's so much to do, including the free play arcade, stacked with new pinball machines, which I absolutely love. These are all free to play, so you can just, play to your heart's content, although I don't recommend hogging the machine all day, though I totally could if given the time to do it. But there's tons of different games here in the free play arcade area. You've got rhythm games, dancing games, fighting games, the list goes on. Josh and I did play a pretty cool arcade game. I don't know what it was called, but it was very reminiscent of Hydro Thunder. It was a pretty rad racing game. I really liked it. But yeah, you've got your old classics, your new, standard games and whatnot. There's actually a bit more arcade machines here than there was in the previous years. So cruising on through the rest of the place, you get to see some pretty cool stuff, like indie devs. For this game in particular, Jam Jam and Jelly, which is an arcade-only game in Japan right now, but will be on consoles in the next year or so. But, this is my favorite part of the show. The vendor floor. Riddled with tons and tons of different vendors and booths. You've got, of course, video game vendors, you got toy vendors, you got clothing vendors, you got plushie vendors, even tattoo artists, the list goes on. I'll show you guys as much footage as I got of the vendor floor, but it doesn't even cover, all of the vendors. It's absolutely insane. And there's Elliot with Game Tower. Shout out Game Tower over in Southern California. My problem, it's a big problem, is you can budget out for a show, you're going to spend X amount of money, and that's what you got to deal with, so, don't go over budget. But, this year I didn't go with a budget. I just kind of went well, let's just see what's there, Because every year, you never know what you're going to see. And that's the beauty of going to shows, right? Is in different parts of the country, there's different games that were popular on one side versus the other side, and so on and so forth. And you just never know what you're going to see. I was actually really excited to see the Retroware booth because they had Iron Meat.
one of the best classic callback shooters on modern systems right now. Josh and I actually played it on stream once and had a blast. So I had to get myself a physical copy. And speaking of physical copies, we got Premium Edition games here with their awesome lineup of rad physical complete games. Every game from Premium Edition is on the cart.
Favorite thing at Game On is Phoenix. When I left Seattle on Thursday, it was 46 degrees. It is a glorious, 78 degrees right now. And I am loving this. This is so amazing. And also the video games, of course, and the people. It's always a joy. Also, to be honest, it's not very far. So it is one of the closer expos for me personally. So I can come down. It's a relatively quick flight. The organizers here are amazing. They always take care of us. They put us in the hotel that's right across the street. It's great. So just a fantastic expo.
Thanks, Jason. And guys, make sure to check out his video on the expo as well. He did a really good job on it and has a lot of different perspectives on things than I do. So make sure to check him out. But back on the vendor floor, you can just see the absolute treasure trove that's out there. There are so many games to buy, and I could have gone broke, literally. It was very hard to hold back. And it's crazy to me because I'm at a point in my collection where I'm really happy with what I have and don't really feel the need to expand on it much more, because I do play what I collect. You know, I don't collect just to have a full set or whatever, so I really do enjoy my collection, but there's always something I see that I forget about that I want to add. And no surprise to anyone, Pokemon was a hot ticket item this year. Tons and tons of Pokemon stuff. Of course, pretty much out of my price range for sure. But one thing that I love about conventions is seeing good friends and guests like Paul here, the band Rex Viper themselves. They're just awesome dudes, man. And of course, Daniel Pacina, aka the OG Johnny Cage.
How are you feeling? You got John Riggs here. Love it here at Game On Expo in Phoenix, Arizona. And I'm not much for pickups. I'm not really actually buying anything right now. But Tony Hawk was here. When am I ever going to see Tony Hawk ever again? So yeah, I grabbed a copy of Tony Hawk Underground, and I had Tony Hawk sign it. So I'm not even much for autographs, but Tony Hawk, I'll make the exception. I love it.
And of course, I had to wipe the floor with best friend Josh on Dance Dance Revolution. He is awful at the game, but it's okay. He knows it, and he accepts it. You can see the two differences there, just me and him just playing side by side. Now, it was a really good time. I love that free play arcade. What's awesome, too, is they shut down the entire street in front of the convention center. And this is new to the convention. They didn't do this last year. But that's where they set up the stage for the bands. There's some food trucks, and also some outdoor events as well, like mini golf. Of course, no convention is complete without some retro Nintendo Power art. This display here is just so cool. These are all the props that were actually used to make the covers for old school Nintendo Power magazines. The room was absolutely filled with, I'm gonna call them pieces of history, original designs and images straight from Nintendo Power. Like, these were what they were using in the magazines. And of course, Pro Wrestling, a very welcomed addition to Game On starting last year. I'm starting to notice that more and more conventions are adding pro wrestling into their lineup, which I am incredibly happy with. I love pro wrestling. You can hear us talk about it on the podcast every Monday night at 6:30. But man, people really turned out for it this year, and it was awesome to see. As well as the competitive gaming scene at Game On. There are so many different competitions. You've got the classic Tetris World Championships. I believe Game On is actually a qualifier for the national tournament or the global tournament, whatever it is. We also have tons of different little CRT setups. Like right here, we've got an Atari Jaguar. Josh has never played one, and neither have I, so we hopped on and played Rayman for a little bit. But there is like, I don't know how many consoles set up to all of these TVs. But again, going back to the competitive gaming aspect of it all, you've got the Retro Esports Championship here as well, and the prizes were awesome. They had some really cool merch for sale, but look at that title belt. Oh my gosh, it's so rad. So rad. And of course, we had our panel later on that night, Saturday night, and we ranked the top 10 best PS2 games of all time with the help of the audience. We were so happy and had a great time with you guys. Speaking of panels, also attended the Metal Jesus Rocks panel with the crew, including Reggie, the Radical One, John Riggs, and John Hancock, the Immortal One. It was a really good time. We also attended Smash JT's panel, hosted by Radical Reggie.
Alright, so our pickups so far, we got a bunch of Super Nintendo games and Genesis games yesterday, and I don't remember what the names of them were, but they were cheap, and I'm probably never going to play them, but I got those back at the hotel room. And I also picked up this game I never heard of before. It's called Silent Hope Day 1 Edition from XC, and it comes with a CD soundtrack, art book, and game. And for 35 bucks, yeah, it comes with an art book in here too. And this was 35 bucks. This was 8 for this pin, and he sold them both for 40. And I was like, sure, I can't say no to that. And then I got a Star Wars poster that changes to all 3 movies. It's pretty cool. And then for my daughter, I got Hello Kitty. I swear it's for my daughter. And for me, I got Metroid. And we also got ABGN middle finger power glove. Couldn't say no to that. Okay, Austin got a bunch of these drinking things. Capybaras. And I'm sure we got other stuff. Oh, I got a shadow box of Chrono Trigger on day 1, which is incredible. Got a bunch of other stuff too. I don't know how we're gonna get it all in the car, but we'll figure it out. But anyway, yeah, that's my pickups for Smash GT.
So we're here with Gabo the Giver. What? At Game On Expo. Gabo, what have you picked up, man?
Well, a bunch of Genesis games, and I picked 3 Super NES games that I need for my whole collection. So I got yesterday for Super NES Casper, Operation Thunderbolt, right? And what was the other one? Super Copa. It's a soccer game, very expensive, very rare, and a bunch of Genesis games like Crusader Senti, Steel Empire, and I forgot the other title.
Now the important question: is your wife gonna kill you?
Oh yeah, I'm dead already. So. This is a ghost. So,
yeah,
you can.
Astral projection.
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah.
I'm using the Force.
Yeah.
To be here. Oh.
Gabo, where can people find you if they don't know where to find you?
Well, Gabo the Giver, that's my main channel. Pixel Game Squad, Pixel Plus. So.
Oh yeah, Gabo, it's always good to see you, bro.
Good luck watching those channels. It sucks.
So yeah, guys, that was our time at Game On Expo 2025. It was an incredible time celebrating its 10-year anniversary, and I'm just incredibly thankful to all of the show people involved, including all the staff, volunteers, and the head showrunner himself, John Lester. Thank you so much for inviting us out to be guests at your 10-year anniversary. It was absolutely phenomenal and a great time. Thank you to everyone who showed up to our panel and just celebrated, the PS2 library and ranking the top 10 PS2 games of all time. It was a great debate, so much fun. And honestly, just thank you so much to everyone involved in the video as well. Thanks for your time. If you guys haven't, please check their channels out. I'm pretty sure everyone's subbed already to them, but you never know. Yes, there will be a pickups video. It's going to be separate. Otherwise, this video would be like an hour long. I did grab a ton of stuff, tons of games and whatnot, so I'm excited to make that video for you guys as well. Thank you to all of our Patreon show producers. We wouldn't be here without you guys, especially all you viewers there at home. If you've made it this far, please leave a like and sub if you haven't already. We'll be putting out more videos as the weeks come on, and as well as head on over to Malice Media LLC. So if you want to see me at your show and you're a showrunner, book me there. Alright guys, until next time, be rad and game on.